Hello guys, this is Callum Say What here, and this is part one of my playthrough on Firewatch. I don't know much about this game. I've seen one or two videos about it, and it looks pretty good. I first saw it at E3 on Sony's thing, I think it was, and I'm quite an outdoorsy person, so I thought this would be a good game, and thought just give it a shot. So let's see how it goes. Let's start a new game then. Go for empty game. Not like I had a massive choice there, but oh well. Campo Santo presents, in cooperation with Panic, Inc. Boulder, Colorado, 1975, long before I was born. You see Julia. It's pretty cool. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. Oh, we've all been there before. You are drunk. We've all definitely been there before. And what is it you say to her? You. You're pretty. You're pretty, she says coolly. You're not. You're a future hangover. I know that feeling. What? You reply confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. It's a good way to start small talk, I suppose. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later, you're Julia's boyfriend. Wow, that moved pretty quickly, I suppose. Take my backpack. What's all here then? Go in my nice big red pickup truck. You date for over a year after only being boyfriend for 1 week. It's not too bad. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of a few mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Amen to that. Julia wants to get a dog. Good on her, I suppose. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her dress to class. Or with her dress, she wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. You pick up the beagle and she names him Bucket. You adopt a shepherd and name him Mayhem. Oh, I know which one I'm going for. Mayhem. Mayhem is an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the parks and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julian loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child and pet all rolled into one. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 PM, and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. It's also 1979, I should have added. Kids? They're not very smart, or good at much. I'm saying, if you and I have a couple of little idiots, a couple of little idiots, I should say, that would be pretty good. One day, why the rush? Well, you can what? You rushed into the relationship after a week, so that would be pretty good. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that, you say. These kids are going to be screwed up enough. It's probably for the best that their parents are hitched. You say she's absolutely right. Okay then. Oh, this is pretty looking game. What have we got here? Take it this is a map of where we go. We got a supply drop. Thunder Canyon. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. Don't have any bears? Often a line of thought there. We don't have any bears in Scotland, so I don't know how to deal with them. Don't forget to check in. No fireworks. Thoroughfare trail is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. I'm a pretty experienced hiker, so let's see how it goes. This way. So pretty, it's like being out somewhere proper but cartoony at the same time. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You get mad or you ignore her. Well, we've all had the silent treatment before, so time to dish it out ourselves, I think. You ignore her. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. Not good to hold stuff up like that. Should talk about it. You make some coffee and go to work. It's now 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. Oh, is this like a Titanic draw me like your French girls? You pose and flex like He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Oh. Both tempting. I think I am definitely the secret model type. Julia was right. You are very pretty. What can I say? Oh, it's got legs of steel. It needs to be knackered after that. Look at the pretty sunset though we've got, or is it dawn, sunrise? Either or. It's nice and pretty. Two Forks Lookout Tower. 8 more miles still. Spacebar. It's now 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. It's pretty brutal. Mayhem runs away. May, my, move, fuck the dog, Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she's stressed. You confront and attack her. You're gonna beat his goddamn face in. Motherfucker's trying to mug you with a knife. What else are you going to do? Your arm gets cut up, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You shouldn't face him, by the way. Just for a heads up. It's bad. You get stabbed. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia has to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Take it's a different path a little bit more figuratively as well. That stuff will mess you up. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Oh, that's a tough one. I suppose if she really wants it, you can't hold her back. That would be pretty controlling. So, compromise, I suppose, is the best way. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that it'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Julia sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. I wonder if that's a flashback from getting mugged or there's something we don't know about. She lost it on a colleague from borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember that she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She was found crying in a stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it. I'm going to be the good husband, I think, rather than forget about it. That shit's bad. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She's 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Oh, is that my pretty self there? Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. It's 1987 and Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. Sounds pretty heartbreaking story for her so far, actually. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn child little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family. They are crushed and begin to make trips from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. You are determined to take care of her by yourself. I'm not the most knowledgeable on difficulties of mental health, but from the little I do gather, it's usually best that they're given care by people that are trained on how to care for them. As heartbreaking of a decision this is going to be for Henry, it's going to have to be moving her into a full-time care facility, I think. And now we have the pretty game though, just to brighten up from that little bit. Some nice silver trees. I'll walk over here like the badass I am because I'm not going to fall. Oh, there's a deer. Or is that a moose? I don't know. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day, then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide not to see your old friends as much. Oh, that's quite hard. It's now 1989. Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you no typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You've always really liked Susan. Months go by. Mayhem dies. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. and seeing her lesson lets makes her forget you more, you think. Summer's coming, you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. Right guys, I'm going to call that for part 1. It's an intro on the game. As you can see, it was quite a heavy hitting thing, really, quite rough, so clearly this is going to work its way into the story of the game in one way or another. I'm not sure how it will, but we'll find out in due time, I'm sure. If you enjoyed that, please hit the subscribe button and like. If you want to talk about the game in any way or form, please comment down below. I'm more than happy to chat about it too. Right, cheers guys.